Yeah, here. So let me see. Now we are on YouTube. So hello, people from YouTube. It's me again. And let's begin one more immersion. And I believe it's really cool to say that start the conversation saying that TNT is a conversation platform for all levels, beginners, intermediate, advanced English, but it's not a class, it's an immersion, it's a conversation. So I'm not a teacher. I'm not here to teach anyone. I'm a host student, so I'm here to learn together with you guys. And it's just me and Maria today. So perfect. You don't have to split the room on other things. It's everything done. And the last thing that I really like to remember is to safe place. So please don't correct anyone. Never. So, um, yeah, is it? So Maria, it's not question number. Please introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah. Hi, my name is Maria. I'm 27. I live with my parents right now. I used to live in São Paulo, but when I finished my degree, started the pandemic, so I returned to my parents' house. I work with brand and data analysis. It's a specific area for marketing, so I used to see and read and make reports of a lot of data for marketing and for brand is like how the brand is say, the position, the uh, franchising and everything. And right now I'm improving my English because I want into next year or maybe this year I work to international brands, so I need to speak better.
It's really cool. Like it's a professional that I don't know about, but I saw a lot of people here on Talking Talk, so it's really cool. So let me introduce myself. So people, I'm Victoria. I am 25 years old. I live in Rio. I'm a nurse, and I don't know. Like I don't have a hobby. Or I used to paint, but as I become a mom, I don't have more time to painting or doing other things. So I believe is it. Maria, can you read and answer the first question?
Question number one, how do you approach what if scenarios when reflecting on past decisions? I try not to overthinking about the past. Sometimes I take some bad decisions, but I try to learn from it, not to punish myself. Of course, we think when we take bad decisions, we think about it sometimes. But I trying right now with my therapist not to think over much and punish myself all the time because we are human and I'm 27, but I'm still young, so I'm able to take bad decisions.
It's perfect. Maybe I like it would be amazing for me doing the same because I'm not like you, like a person that can separate and go to a therapist and is everything okay. I just blame myself. Oh my God, what if, million times. Like I believe it's when you go to bed, the better time to think what if. So my mind just poof, what if in million situations. Uh, I will just leave it to my therapist. I believe it's better. I will follow your
Yes.
steps.
Yeah, if you think a lot with what if, I think we're not going on, we're just overthinking and not take decisions and going on. And there's some things about the past we need to take in the past, not thinking in the future.
Yeah, you're totally right. Yeah, I'm really agreeing with you. Even if I can't do it, I'm totally agreeing with you. Because imagine, like, as you said, you are not going on. Like, you're just stuck in the past. Like, I don't know how to say it, but you know, when you're overthinking. So nothing will change if you're just overthinking. You're just thinking, not action. So you're
Yes,
right. I don't know how to do it, but you're right.
it's a process. Because take I take therapy sessions for a long time. So I think this it's helped me because I listen to her talking about it a lot of times, and now it's my mind and I can do it. But it's a process, it's a long process.
Yeah. I had my therapist today, like, I believe 1 hour ago, no, 2 hours ago. And I was thinking about the future, because nowadays I'm thinking, what if, but the future, not the past. So, but you just put a lie in my mind, like, it's a good point. It's a really good point. So, uh, number two, I believe number two is like, you already answered. I don't know. Like, go ahead, number
Yes.
two. Yeah.
What methods do you use to evaluate potential regrets when considering different paths or choices? I don't have a method. I just, when I take a bad decision, or I think about something I did in the past and now, right now, I will do something different. I try to thinking about why I change my mind and if it's good or not, because sometimes we change our mind to better and change our mind to worse, and we need to think about it, why we change. And it's just that I don't have a method to this. I just thinking why I'm thinking about it and why I take some decisions. If it's better or it's just something I'm feeling and overthinking and it's just on my mind. It's not the reality.
It's a good way, like, I can just um or evaluate, I don't know how to compare. I don't know how to. I just call my therapist. Oh my God, Bruna, help me! Just the only thing that I can do, like, because if I'm just um like, when you're not it's not comparing, but when you're just investigating the regrets and things like that, I just become in the what if again and overthinking the situation and not just finding a solution. I just again and again and again the uh, cycle. I don't know, sequel. So I just entered it, just like a looping. I just enter in a looping and I can't find something. I don't have any messages or something like that. Like, but different paths or choices. I believe it's dependent situation to choose, like, choices, paths. It's depending what I'm going, what I have to do. I believe I think a lot about the consequence. Thinking the consequence, I have to choose, my path, and okay, I want to do that, or I don't want to, you know, and I believe that what if is together with the consequence. So I think a lot about it. I believe it's the only method that I have. I don't know, maybe.
Yes. Think about the consequence is good. Is a good way because you know exactly, but you can preview what things can happen with these consequences and this attitude.
Yes, like the main thing that I think is I can deal with this consequence. Like, okay, it's not 100% of choice that it will happen, but if it will happen, I have to mental health to deal with this consequence. If yes, okay, it's my choice. If no, okay, pass, next. I believe it's one thing that I think a lot. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there are more. But now I just find that one. So number three.
In what ways do you differentiate between health reflection past decisions and willing on regrets? I think when you can't go on and thinking too much about something is not good, is not a health reflection. And when you feel comfortable and do it, if you think I will do it again, it's okay. I think it's a health reflection. But if it's something you not don't do it again and think over much, I think it's not good for overthinking.
Okay, I believe I agree with you, but I believe I just can differ one for another for one small thing. When I'm alone, I'm just overthinking. It's not like healthy moment or healthy thoughts or things like that because I don't know my limits. My mind is it's a free place. I can't think about everything, so I don't know when start the overthinking and when is the healthy reflection. So when I'm alone, I don't know, but I believe um it's a better way when I'm with my therapist. So I believe it's the only way that I can differ of one and another, like because I can imagine myself like 100% well, like thinking a normal way. Like I always think in a bad way to prepare myself and not doing it again, always the negative side.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, so help reflection on past decisions and dealing on regrets. I don't know.
I think
I don't know.
it's difficult because sometimes you think we did the right thing in the moment, but we the time passed, we think again, and it's not a good choice we take in the past. So depends on the situation.
Yeah, like experience. The life is like a game. Like, do you like to play video games?
No, so I used to play when I was younger, but now
Yeah.
the PlayStation just there. Yeah, I did play.
So about experience, like the characters had, like more experience, more power your character has. So life is the same thing. More experience you have, more power you have. It's not power. Oh my God, I won the world or something like that. It's not like it's like more experience, more ways to deal with the situations you have. Like if you don't have the experience, maybe you have more choices to choose the wrong side.
Yeah.
So if you pass through the situation before, you know how to deal with the situation. So it's
Yes.
better.
Yes, and I think when we are younger, like a teenager, we need to do a lot of things to learn to don't take the bad decisions when you are in 20s. I think it helped me when I was younger. I was to do a lot of things, and now I know. Oh, it's a loss of time. I don't want to park all the time. I'm 27. I know how to do it, and I think it's helped me to focus on my career right now. I have the time to study, have the time to go to the parties, and now I have the time to work and focus on my career. So I think we need to make some bad decisions, like you say, to learn in the future. We grow up.
I don't know. I believe everybody should have a therapist since maybe 10 years old.
Yeah.
Because when I was a teen, I made a lot of bad decisions. But when I say I made a lot of, it's really a lot. And nowadays, I really regret most part of them, really, because I thought, oh my God, why? Like it's just teenager mind. Maybe
Yes.
those things that I shouldn't have done because it's so, you know, limits. Victoria from past, like Victoria from teenage, should have limits. So I don't know. Yeah, really. So sometimes doing a lot when is a teen, it's not so healthy. You had limits. It's really good. You were a teen with limits. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better. Like having a therapist. Like, of course, have experience is really cool. Like passing through situations when you're a teen to have experience in the future is really cool. But therapists together is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes. But I believe now therapy is a point that everybody talks about. When I was younger, therapy is just for people with some problems, really problems in like psych, psychiatry, psychiatricus, not for just talking and know about yourself, just to take medicines. And it's a hard thing. It's not like now that we understand is good for our mind, for your growing.
No, of course, like in the past, we are thinking about, oh my God, you are going to a therapist. You are crazy. Just
Yes,
crazy people go to therapists. It's something like that. So I can imagine myself from my therapist. Really, I can imagine. I was talking like post graduation right now. So imagine like it's not a crazy thing. It's not, oh my God, I'm a crazy person and I have to go to therapist and take medicine. I was going how to deal with my post graduation. Simple thing. I don't have to be crazy to go there. It's a simple subject. I believe it's
yes,
so better nowadays.
I believe too.
It's so better. So number
Question
4?
4? Yes, number
Uh,
4.
yeah, number 4.
Can you describe a time when contemplating what if scenarios helped you to learn and grow? I think it is depend. I can't remember exactly one example, but there of course there is a time I think what if and it was good, but most of the time is not good because I overthinking about the situation. But there's not a good experience. But last year I don't know the word, but I think he suffered a car accident, and it was really bad because I lost my car completely. There's no way to solve it, and I'm good. I just broke my leg. It was bad because I stay 70 days with in the wheelchair wheelchair, I think, because I can't put the foot on the floor, so I need to stay in a chair. But I think it's not a good situation. But I think, what if I could be dead and I could be worse, and I'm not with uh, sequelas. I just my leg recovered and I'm good. But I think, oh, it's not good, but could be worse.
Of course, like yeah, it's so strange, when we think about it. Like, what if the situation were different? So, in my case, a situation, a time. Okay, I believe I do it like every day. I have a son, And unfortunately, it doesn't have a manual, you know? Like I can't just open a book and know how to deal with a 5 years old kid. And it's so difficult for me because I overthink a lot about it. And there are many situations that I thought like, oh my God, and what if I just gave him food like that? Or what if many situations. What if something happened with him? So I use what if with my son since he was my belly, I believe.
Mhm.
Like, so it's helped me a lot because I don't know how to deal with kids. I don't know how, like, I'm a nurse. Yeah. I know, like, you know, but I don't know how, real life, different when you're just, it's not treating. I don't know if treating is a right word in English, but when you're just treating like a patient, it's so fast. So, okay, I have this problem. I have to solve this problem. So I will take care of this kid, but it's a point, you know. But when you live with the kids, it's so different because it's like 24/7, you know, like 24/7. I don't know how to say it in English, all the time with the kid. So you don't know what the kids when it's a baby, when it's just
Yeah.
when the baby wants to sleep, when has poop, and so it's so strange. You don't know how to do, and I use what if a lot to trying to not kill or make something really bad because when you're a mom, you're just, oh my God, I have to do everything to everything works well. So it's strange. I don't know how to explain. Do you have a kid?
No,
Yeah, so continuing.
I have
Don't do it.
a niece, sobrinha.
I don't know. I believe so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's I think it's niece.
Nephew,
Nephew
nephew.
or niece? I
I
can't
don't know.
remember. But she's 1 year and 5 or 6 months. And I see my brother trying to do it because she's very energy child. So we try to fazer o cabelo, sabe? She's not stopping, she's running. We try to put food in her mouth, she's running. We try to put a fralda, she puts, ela tira. Então, eu vejo assim, she's very difficult with kids. And I can imagine me right now being a mom. I just thinking as an auntie, I'm not, I'm not prepared to be a mom right now. Maybe in 5 years when I have more maturity and mental health.
Oh, it's niece. You're right.
Niece.
I just put in this translator. Yeah, I put in this translator. You're right. And about having a kid, don't think in that way. If you have enough money and you have a person that wants to, just go because you're never prepared to be a mom. Like, I'm already a mom. And I'm not ready to have the second one because I don't know how to deal with it, you know? So you're never prepared. You're never like, I don't know, like you never know how to deal with the situation because it's a new life, it's a new person. If you have what if you have the double when you have a kid? It's more what if in our mind. So you're never prepared. It doesn't have a manual or it doesn't have like okay, 1 plus 1 equal 2. It doesn't work in the like being a mom. It's so different. So if you want to be a mom one day, just do it. Don't think a lot. Don't overthinking about it. Just do it. When you feel that you prepare, like you financial prepare, do it. And mental health, please. Mental health.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of mental health. It's more what if that you can imagine and you're never prepared
Yeah.
for it.
I believe in when, like you said, there's what if when you're single and not a mom, and what if when you have a kid, because your responsibility is completely different.
Yeah, but the life is it, like if you are in a new job, you have new what if. If you're in I don't know, if you change your career, you're new what if. If you have a kid, it's a new what if. And you have two kids. Even if you had one before, the second one is new what if because it's never the same. Like different situations, different minds. Like me and my brother are totally different from each other. So my mom have two what ifs, different, really different. So it, it's the life. You have to just choose what if you want to have. It's the
Yes.
only thing. Oh, it's perfect. What is perfect? Just choose your what if. Next one, number
Number
5.
5. How do you balance the exploration of alternative outcomes with acceptance of the past in your personal growth journey? Um, I never think about it. But we need to accept there is no way I can thinking too much. Well, as I said
Really?
before, we have bad decisions in the past and we have good decisions. And we need to deal with it. We can of course we're overthinking, but it's a personal choice and you need to through some things to growth. It's not like you live all the life just with good decisions and in a fairy tales.
It would be amazing.
Yes, but there's no way.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I regret a lot. Like, as I said before, the teenager Victoria was awful. So I really regret that a lot of things that I did. I don't know. Like, I already thought about it, like the balance, the alternative. Nowadays, I accept it, and I have the experience, but I don't know. I could did more better choices in the past.
Yes, when I thinking about when I was when I younger, I think with the environment and the knowledge I had in the past, it was good, but I didn't take the same decisions if I have the situations right now. But it's not just like regrets, it's just that I changed my mind. I understand that in that time I was in that way, but now I changing and I can understand that. And I regret some decision, but I let it go. I'm not thinking too much.
It's like the decisions that you made in the past make who you are right now,
Yes,
and
it's
you just
something.
accept it.
Yes,
It's really cool. Like, I like being me. I'm not saying that I don't like being me. I really like my mind. But some experience hurts. And
yes,
some experience, maybe one person said, "Oh my God, if you do that, those things will be the consequence." Like teeny things that could change. Just people talking could change the situations. Maybe those situations I regret and change, okay? Like put a person saying it to me in the past to not do it, but I don't know because uh okay, it's a other thing, but like movies from DC, Marvel.
yes.
And if you change the um line time, if you change something on the line time in the past, the future would be totally different.
Yes, if you we thinking about it every day, I think we turn crazy because there's a lot of things can change our lives. And I don't know, for example, I thinking about some days I think, if we don't pass through the pandemic, how the world will be today? And I can answer that, but I hate the pandemic. I don't think we need to prove that, but sometimes people say, "Oh, it was good because everybody now is more human." I don't believe that, but there's people who think that it was a good thing, and I think it was the worst thing we can true in the last years. But there's these things, that people say, you need to throw for a bad thing to become a better person. And this kind of speech, I don't like it. I think sometimes we throw for we pass for something bad, but it's not necessary we pass for something bad to grow. I think sometimes happen, but we don't need to pass for bad things all the time.
Sometimes just the people telling you that would be a worse consequence is enough. It's enough. Just a person telling you the truth.
Yes. There's a thing I saw on Instagram some days ago. There's a Barbie. Do you know there's memes with Barbie? And there is a Barbie saying, I prefer. I don't know how to say em inglês, mas é tipo assim, eu preferia ter ficado burra do que ter passado por isso. And I love it, these speeches, because sometimes I think I feel like that. I prefer to be a dump than to understand that situation.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, oh my God, you said about the pandemic, and I'm really thinking about it. Like, I don't know what changed. Like in a medicine place, I know a lot of things changed after the pandemic. A lot, like new things, like I don't know how to say in English. Oh my God, it's so difficult. In Portuguese, it's hard. Imagine English, but a lot of things have more knowledge in medicine after the pandemic, and we learn a lot about it. But in a society, like the difference in the society, like
I think we become more solitary. Like we don't like for I don't know the teenagers, but I think everybody don't like too much a lot of people anymore. We can go to a parties, less shows, less a lot of people, and we become like more sad people. I think everybody is a little bit sad after pandemic.
really, I don't know, like I'm this person that don't like to go out every day, and if I could, I go to less party that I can because socialization hard. Like one time I talked to Philip that being here on Talk and Talk for me is whoa because I can talk to a lot of people. And I believe I talk to more people here on Talk and Talk than the real life. Like Talk and Talk for me is the center of my
Is
socialization.
yes.
Say, go ahead.
I never think about it, but we prefer digital experience than a live experience.
Yeah, for me, it's always been like that because I don't know, I can put the limit of the person when I online better than when in person. But I always been like that, not before the pandemic or after the pandemic. I've always been that like that. But my friends not like that. My friends Like people around me, my family, my friends, it's all the time. Oh my God, let's going out and let's make some plans. So I can imagine people really sad, as you said,
Oh,
like
I think it's my group of friends. Everybody
amazing.
is emo. Everybody is emo again.
Oh my God, I can't say nothing about your friends because I hear a t-shirt of bands, rock bands, or I really love this emo side. Oh my God. So yeah, I don't know. Like maybe it's a good thing to search for, like socialization before and after pandemic, or I don't know, things in general that changed after pandemic. Because I never stopped to think about it. I thought that after pandemic, everybody continuing using masks, but not
Oh,
in general. But when you are sick, you're hearing masks. But I never see people using masks after pandemic.
me
I have
neither.
my mask until today.
I didn't see people using masks. Even in metro, in subway, in São Paulo, I don't see people using masks.
Yeah, I can't see in real. One person. I can't find one person using mask while has a sick or something, is sick or something like that. And we passed through a pandemic. We saw the power of the virus. We
Okay.
saw the power of, and nobody used it. It was so strange. I don't know what changed for the population, like society. It's not talking about medicine, but talking about the society. I can't see like a huge difference, like psychology or something like that before and after pandemic in the society.
Yeah,
I don't know.
there's a lot of things to thinking about. Pandemic was the biggest challenge for me until now because everything changed in uh, a short time, and everything changed again after the vaccines. So it was a big change in a short time.
Yeah, like I believe changes is difficult for everybody. Like if you're human, you have some kind of difficult with changes because I know more people have more facilities to changes, but it's something new, and it's really worse when it's a bad change because pandemic wasn't good, so it was a bad change, right? So I believe it's worse than the normal changes. I
Yeah.
don't know. So we are overthinking about the pandemic. So next
Uh,
question.
Number 6. What strategies do you employ to mitigate the negative impact of regrets while you still learn from past experience? I don't have so much strategies. There's something my therapist teach me is like when I think too much about something, I need to writing the pros and cons about thinking or the situation. So I thinking about something I regret in the past. Why? Because of this, and I take the right decision because of this, or I take the wrong decision because of this. So when I writing, I it's like I put off my mind to a paper. So it's not that I'm taking out the thinking, but it helps to visualize the situation and understanding better and not overthinking. It helps sometimes because when I'm writing, I see that is something really small. I don't need to make a big deal around it. And sometimes when I'm writing, I can understand better my decisions and the situation.
I forgot to unmute me. Sorry. So it's a better way. I don't know, like, uh, while I'm still learning from the experience, I can't, like me, myself, just alone, I can't deal and know, oh my God, and, have a real positive, uh, side of it. But my psychologist helped me a lot with it, like trying to remind me why I did the choice, why I was in that situation, put me in the reality. And okay, you had to do it. It's not because you're like irresponsible. I don't know if it's right, but it's not because you don't have a responsibility. You have this choice because it was the better one, or like thinking to return to reality. And okay, now you have to understand the situation, why are you passing through it, to understand the process and the end, and know how to deal with it, to know how to mitigate the negative impact, if you know the reality, not what if, not the things that your brain just will show for you. Knowing the reality, you know how to mitigate the negative. I believe is
Yes.
it.
Yes, when you understand the reality, not what if yeah is your in your mind. I think it's better because sometimes we are not thinking about the reality. We are thinking about what ifs. So, and this change the subject.
Yeah, okay, what if is many situations, like
Yes.
many things could happen. One more time, like the movies. Uh, do you know, like, do you like to watch Marvel DC movies or not?
I have watched some. I don't watch it. Deadpool. I don't like Deadpool.
Really?
Yes, but I like it. The guy from Time. I don't remember the name. Doctor Stranger. Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I
So
like.
there's a series that is called What If, and say about the this these persons, like what if the Spider-Man never been bite from a spider? What could happen? And it's another universe. It's amazing because it's some things really out of the box, so different. So I believe it's like that. If we are just overthinking what if, and not in a reality. So the situation is so different.
Yes. I think it's good to understand what ifs we have before take a decision. So there is a consequence, but I think it's different from what ifs because the consequence is when you take the decision, and what if is when something different happen, not just our decisions, because sometimes it's not just about us, it's about the environment, the others' decisions. So I think it's good to think just to understand the world and everything. But in bad decisions, I think we need to try not to thinking too much because you'll be like crazy.
Yeah. So what if is just for positive moments,
I think
not
is
bad moments?
I think we need to understand the both, but from the past, we need to think more about the good ones because if you were thinking about the bad ones, we not can't go on. We feel this bad sensation and make ficar angustiada, não sei como diz, mas eu acho que I think ficaríamos muito angustiados, assim, pensando nisso.
Yeah, but what if if we put like the what if in positive ways, like in positive situations, and the what if just frozen us and don't let
Yeah,
us to make a decision because we have a lot of what if and we just are afraid of choose one and in the reality we want to have another one. The
yeah.
what if it's in a good situation but it's not a good
It's not
option.
help, and yes,
Yeah,
there's a lot of things to, but the main subject is that we need to understand ourselves to control our mind. I think there's different ways to think and different ways to feel the sensations, and we need to understand ourselves because not everybody feels the f- thinking in the same way. Maybe I think about something and for me it's okay, but for you the same topic is not good and make you feel sad. So we need to understand our feelings and your mind to go on because it's necessary, it's really necessary.
limits. I believe you should have to put limits in things. Like if you know your limits for uh, everything that you have to choose, I believe it's better than use the what if. I don't know,
Yes,
maybe. Because if you have your limits, you know yourself and you know your limits, the what if is not more important, you know?
yes.
Like maybe I don't know.
It's just a possibility. It's not something that you frozen you. It's just, oh, I know this possibility, but I know my limit is not for me.
Exactly, you're not like putting yourself in what if. You're just accepting a limit. I don't
Yes.
know. You are talking a lot about what if, and we are putting a lot of what if in our conversation. What if you're just putting limits, not using what if? What if you know?
Yes.
Oh my
There's a
god.
lot of ways to live it.
Yeah, so strange. So, oh my god. I don't know if we have more time for one question. What do you think? Five
Oh,
minutes?
no, I think it's,
Yeah,
we talk
because
a
the
lot.
question. Yeah, the question is so complex.
Yes.
So I will start saying bye to people from YouTube. So people from YouTube, thank you for being us, continuing watching us, because what if the next immersion is good, better than others? We don't know. What if